Hey everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Learn World. Myself Manoj Kumar. Today I am here with a new concept and new subject, that is database management system. So we'll learn what is database management system today, and it is like a introduction class. So we'll understand what is DBMS by its title. First, we will need know what is data. Data is a raw information, the collected fact which is present, which is not a complete information. It's just a fact, or you can say raw information. And base we can say that the place where we can store the data. Management refers to we are managing the our database by inserting, deleting, updating, and doing some operation. System is a computer. So by title we should come to know that data is the information, that information is storing. Data is the information, and that information is storing in a single base, and that whatever the data is stored in a single base, that going to be managed by inserting, deleting, updating, and by doing all these things with using the system, that is computer. So this is the meaning of database management system. So first know what is data. The term data may be defined as a collection of facts which provides information about something. Data is not a information. Data is a raw information which until not concluded, which until not processed. So data can be say that raw information which is used to be in the next phase, it will become a information. So data may be in the form of text, table, figure, graphs, audio, and video. The whatever the data you have collected, it may be in the form of text like a PDF, Word file, Excel, and whatever, and in the table form, and in the figure form, and means it's the images and graphs, videos, and audios. So these are all kinds of data. The context of computing data is processed by computer. Whatever the data you have collected, that data is going to be processed, means making a data to a information by the computer, that is system, and it is recorded or stored in a some suitable form which can be understood by the user. So whatever the data you have, that is going to be processed using the computer to make it a suitable information, and that whatever you converted from data to information, those things will be saved in the form of Word, PDF, or Excel. So it is very easy to understand by to the user. Next, data can be stored on a secondary storage devices like hard disk. We are very well know that in a computer we are going to store the data in a hard disk, or we can say secondary devices, because RAM is only to process the data, but secondary devices are used to store the data. Next, data can be collected, stored, processed, and it can be manipulated. It means we can perform some operations on the data. When data is processed, then it becomes information. Whatever the data we are going to collect, we are using to do some operations, to do manipulations to get a suitable information. And when the data is processed by using the computer, by using the system, then it becomes the information. Now information is, what is information? Information is nothing but the meaningful data. As I earlier told, data is the raw information, and whenever the data is processed with the computer, that is become the particular information. We'll see. So what is the example for data and information? So we can assume that there is a data like collection of or information of students who are studying in a particular university, that is the data. So what is the information? Whenever anyone asks that what is the information, so what is the student information who are studying in MSc first year, so that is become the information, because whole data is a whole content is a data, in that we acquired only a part of it, which is becomes a information. So now we understand what is data. So now let's understand what is database. Database can be simply defined as a collection of data, but here we should keep in mind that this data may be interrelated. So database, as I earlier told, that database is a place where you are going to store the data. So database, we can say that the place where you store the data, that is raw information. But one thing is that whatever the data you have stored in that database, it should be interrelated. It should be related. Means that should be related to one another. For example, we are storing a database of a we are creating a database of a student. Means whatever the what data we can collect: student name, student roll number, student id, register number, address, and these all. So whenever we are storing these data in a single database, means the name, date of birth, mobile number, address should be connected with each other, means each related with each other, because all this data like student name, student roll number, register number, all these are belongs to a particular student. So these data are interrelated. Now see, database is a collection of related data. As we told earlier, database should be organized in a way such that it should be easy to update, access, and manage the database for the user. We are creating the database to make the data easy to update, that whatever the data is stored, we are going to update it, access it whenever we need a data, we access it, and manage the database, like whenever we need, add it whenever we need it, update it, exit it, or we can delete it. So this is the kind of database. Now example, the college database organizes the data about the admin, staff, student, and faculty. See, this is the database of a college, means on one particular college. So what it contains: data, data regarding the admin, data regarding the staff, data regarding the student, and data regarding the faculty. All these are database which is present in a college database. But we can observe here that this admin, staff, student, and faculty all are interrelated, because faculty or teacher going to faculty, staff, or teachers of a student, and these all things are maintained by the admin. So these all are interrelated with each other in a single database called a college. Using the database, you can easily retrieve, that we can access, insert, and like add and delete the information whichever is not necessary. Next, what is database management system? First, we come to know that what is data, that is raw information. What is database? The place we are going to store the data. And now we will understand what is database management system, that is DBMS. Database management system is a software or a set of programs which helps us in the creation, definition, and manipulation of the database. DBMS allows user to store, process, and access the data easily. So what is DBMS? So DBMS is software like application. It is software or a set of programs which allows to create the database. Here we say the creation of database. Definition means creating a tables, and manipulating means inserting, deleting, adding, updating. These all things are comes under manipulation of a database. So DBMS software allows us to create the database, and DBMS allows user to store, like we are storing, processing, like adding, deleting, pre-processing, removing some null data and all, and access the database easily. Why DBMS? Why we need database management software like a program, like an application? Because traditionally we follow the traditional file system was used before database management system come in existence. There are a lot of difficulties of limitations which traditional file system which were removed in database management system. Means before coming to database, we are using traditional file system where all the data, like a student name is a separate file, student address is a separate file, student mobile number is a separate file, and all this data are stored in a separate file. So these things we are using before DBMS. So there are some limitations which are removed by the database management system. So we left with the traditional file system, and now we are using the DBMS. So what are the limitations? So these are the limitations of traditional file system. In traditional file system, to access the database, user should know about the physical details of the data. For example, we stored a name of any particular student in a college database. So if you want to edit it, if you want to process that information, process the name of a particular student, then you should know where it is stored particularly. This is the first limitation of a traditional file system. The second is, in traditional file system, operating system fails to handle the concurrency when database is large. Concurrency means using a particular data by multiple users at the same time is a concurrency. So whenever the files are large because we are storing all the data separately in a separate file system. So whenever multiple users accessing the same data, like a same multiple users accessing the name of a student, of a particular name of a student, or a complete database of a name of a student, then there may be a errors fails, because for example we can say that whenever one user is accessing the names of a student and he reading it, that he understood that there are 100 names, 100 student names, and another user log into the same database and access the names of a student, and what will do, he will process it and he will delete 50 names of a student. But first user thinks that there are 100 student names, but whenever a second user delete it, it becomes a 50. So this is the concurrency fails, concurrency errors that should be that arrived at traditional file system. In traditional file system, once user got access to, then user can access the whole data. In traditional file system, once the user get access to user, like access the database, then there is no limitations that he should use this much only. He will get all the access of the whole database. So this is also a limitation of a traditional file system. So how does user interacts with the database? So we know the data, we know the database, we know the DBMS, that is what is the software. So how user interacts with this database using the DBMS software? User interacts with the DBMS, that is database management system, by interface. Generally, this interface is called a command user interface. Command user interfaces, we are giving a command to the database, to the DB using DBMS with the keyboard, like we are typing the command like open, close, create, update, and using these commands we are going to interact with the database using database management system software. You may also say it as a tool which is used by the user to perform the several operations like creating a database, storing the data in the database using the command lines, updating the data using the command lines, creating the tables in the database using the command line. And also this DBMS also provides a security to the database management system, to the database which is stored in a DBMS. User gives the commands on this interface in order to perform these operations. To perform these operations, what are the options? Creating database, storing the database, updating the database, creating the tables. We should give the commands using the command line interface. Now normally SQL, that is structured query language, commands are used on most of the database. Using these database management system is a software, and SQL is a particular software, that is structured query language, in which we are going to create a structure, we are going to create a tables to store the database, and for example means to process the data. Now understand what is database management system. So database management, as we told, is a software. There are many types of softwares like MySQL, like I told already, SQL, that is structured query language, Oracle, etc. are the very popular commercial database which is used in the different applications. DBMS provides an interface. Database management system is a software which provides an interface to perform various operations, as I told, creating, storing, updating, creating a table in the and a lot more. And these are the provided by the MySQL, Oracle, or etc. or IBM, any other DBMS softwares. It provides protection and security to the database. This is the very important thing, because whenever I create a database, means we should and must we give a protection to the database. Like for example, we created a college database. College database we created means we give permissions to multiple users. Means there is a university database, if you understand. If you have university database, there is a multiple, like admin, one admin, staff, student, clerks, and etc. So what priority we should give to admin? Admin has all the priority, that he can get access to all the things, all the database. But staff, that is teacher, didn't have the all the database. He only have the he can access student names, and he can access the student marks list, but he can't get, or he can't manipulate the student database. He should manipulate by editing the marks, editing the names, but he can't add more students, because this priority is only provided to the admin. So it will provide a security to the database. That, and also whenever we create a database, we have a security, will provide a security, like who will get access, who will get login to that particular database. So only a eligible or eligible people, user, get the access to that particular database. So this is a kind of security. Now you'll understand what is DBMS allows user to do the following task. So what are the tasks that your database management system will give to user to do in a particular software? First is data definition. We should know that in the field of database management system, here definition means we are creating a structure, creating a table. So this is the data definition. Next, data updating. Data updating is the updating. We know, well, the updating means we are editing it. Like already there is a present. Like for example, student marks is the data, it is present already. If it missed, so we will going to update it. Like if it in actually student get a 50 marks, but you by mistakenly added it as a 40, so you are going to update the data by 40 to 50. Next, data retrieval. So we are getting the data that, like if we get a data in the, as I told example, there is a university database. In that university, that is a data. So what is information? Information is a data regarding a particular class, like a MSc first year. So whenever we give a command like select star, get a select star from database, get MSc first year, means we will get only a details regarding the MSc first year. So we are getting the data MSc first year students. So this is a data retrieval. Now user administration. It is used for registering and monitoring the users, maintain data integrity, enforcing data security, dealing with concurrency control, monitoring performance, and recovering information corrupted by unexpected things. So these all works are done by the user admins, we have discussed earlier. So this is all about database management system. If you have any doubts regarding the database, today's class, today's presentation, then you guys can comment it. And if you like our video, then please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Learn World. Thank you, everyone. We'll see in the next class.